Got to talk about my boy Julian Brown.
Who's Julian Brown and why should we care?
Julian Brown is the creator of Plastoline. We showed him on the show a few weeks ago. He created a fuel source that was made up of 100% plastic. Right? He was taking the raw petroleum out of plastic waste and turning it into fuel.
Why am I out here working on this plastic in the fuel reactor I've been working on for 5 years? Since I was 17. Why am I out here in 100-degree weather? Why am I out here despite being falsely accused and reported to the EPA and the IRS? Why am I out here despite weird black helicopters that turn off their radar transponder circling me 6 times at night? Why am I out here sleeping in my van, crazy humidity, mosquitoes, gnats flying in, and yet I still do it? Why am I out here despite having to drive 4 hours every time I want to work on this machine, because when I was doing it in my parents' backyard, I blew myself up and I had to go to the hospital for 2nd-degree burn surgery. I do this because this is my mission that I've assigned myself to. I do this because I do not fear death. I do not fear suffering or uncomfortability. You know what I fear? I fear allowing an idea of something that may not even exist or happen have enough control over your entire life to where you're not even really living your life.
There was a little bit of misinformation going on about Julian Brown. The last time he was on the internet, he was talking about him being followed, helicopters flying over his workspace and being worried that people were watching him. A bit of an internet sensation, not nearly as big as he should be. I would say whenever he does make it out of the situation we're going to talk about, he should get on as many nationally syndicated television shows as he possibly can. As fast as he possibly can. Apparently, that video that I was talking about, where he was talking about being followed and helicopters showing up to his work site and stuff like that, he wasn't seen after that video for several weeks. Speculation that rose that he had gone missing. So that was going on all week last week. Then apparently his mother caught wind of it and put all of us really at ease that he isn't missing, but just being protected. It is out of the public eye for the time until they find out a way to better go about this business that he's going through. Again, make no mistake, man, if he has legitimately done what he said he's done, turn plastic waste, which is killing our planet, by the way, into fuel as an alternative fuel source, something that Trump just did in one of his tariff deals with the UK, is that we are now exporting fuel and energy to the UK, sending barrels of gasoline over to the UK. Now, that's going to have an effect on their gasoline market. It's going to send it down. As that production going out goes up, our prices skyrocket. Like you can watch it on a chart. Mm-hmm. Our gas prices and the exports map go straight like this. So as the exports go up, our gas prices go up. Something like this would cut out the profits that these gasoline companies plan to make off of that hand and fist, because now you're double dipping, right? You're making the export money going out to these other countries, and then the prices for your domestic sales are going through the roof, so you're making more money there too. Mm-hmm. And it's like a self-feeding snake. It just keeps growing and going and going and going. Well, something like being able to take all of the unrecyclable, unrefinable plastic that we have just kind of filling up our lakes and oceans and what have you and turn it into fuel for our cars is something that I don't think they really had in the cards.
Right.
So, again, you need to tell everybody you know about Julian Brown. Tell your mama, tell your sister, tell your grandma, tell your local newscasters, tell your radio show hosts, tell your favorite podcasters. This man's name should be as big as possible so that it's not them just pulling up to Georgia and killing some black boy in the middle of the night to save themselves billions of dollars.
Facts.
Protect Julian Brown.
Now, you told the story, obviously, some weeks ago before it had gotten big with, the rumors of him missing. And so when it came time for him to be missing and it going pretty viral, I would say that proves that he has some sort of following behind all of this, which should be enough to get him those national, talking heads. And if you want to start somewhere good, You can start here on Back of the Bus where we gave you props.
I would love to interview Julian Brown here. I would love to be a part of pushing his profile to a point where he can't just be done away with quietly in a corner somewhere where nobody's paying attention.
Absolutely.